Hello, hi. You're here with me. I'm Two Legs Better, and this is my channel, Two Legs Better. And I just love film analysis, so that's why I do this. I do the badminton. Um, but I recently received a strike because I uploaded another film analysis without posting my face to it. So now I cannot do live broadcasting for a while, I suppose. It doesn't tell me how long though. So, and I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't particularly know all the rules here. Does it mean, if I put my face on this video, it's going um, to fit the rules so that I won't have another strike? So I don't know. This is a risky move. This video is risky in itself, so I don't know. So, but I kind of decided to take the risk and see what happens. Anyway, so the question I want to address today is why is the Olympic champion An Se-young is so good, and she's from Korea, and she just won the Olympic championship, the gold medal, and she's clearly the best player at the moment in female single. But what I want to really focus on is how technically sound that she is. If you look at her, she doesn't look particularly physically imposing. And she's not necessarily particularly strong, not necessarily particularly fast, and not even particularly technically fancy. If you look at Dai Zing, I love her. Okay, I love Dai Zing, and she's very flashy, very fast, and also very strong. But it's very tough for her to beat players like An Se-young or even Chen Yufei. In particular situations. But why though? So that's what I'm trying to get at. And the second thing I want to mention is this: for a lot of amateur players, people love badminton. They just grab a racket and start to play, and then they complain. They kind of complain about it. Oh yeah, there's no LIN Dan anymore. And nobody can ever play like LIN Dan or these top players. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. The reason most amateurs don't really play well is because they don't understand the nuances of playing this. So I hope my video can shed some light on that. It's not going to make sense to a lot of you guys, but feel free to ask me any questions, post it. I'll try to answer them, I guess. But I want to summarize a little bit. To play good badminton, you need to finish everything. It's almost like anything in life. If you want to do it well, you have to be technically sound. What do I mean by that is, for every little detail you need to focus on. You need to do it well. For badminton games, 2 nights ago, I was playing with a young player, Phoebe. She's like 15, 16 years old, a girl in high school, and she's really good. And I played against her, and we played 2 sets, and I won the first set fairly easily. Okay, that was after almost 2 hours of playing already. So. But for that's singles requires so much stamina, and then in the second game I had no chance. She just beat me straight. If we play the third one, she's going to beat me easily. I don't want to complain, or make excuses or something, but I know why I lost the game. It's because I couldn't do the fundamental things. My foot are not there, my body is not there, and my stamina is not where it should be in order to beat her. And she's a fantastic player. So yeah. But anyway, so the point is this: that's me and her. But for these people, This I'm going to show you the game between An Se-yang and Wang Zhiyi from China. Wang Zhiyi is right now the number two seed in this particular tournament, but she's I think she's a top 10 player. She's a young rising star from China. Even for her, playing against An Se-yang in the second set, you can see she's not there anymore. It's but how was An Se-yang there? Is she like physically just better than the opponent? Not necessarily, but fundamentally she's so sound. It's difficult to beat her. It's really just difficult to beat her. When somebody is fundamentally sound, they don't have to be flashy to beat you. You need to do something extraordinary to beat them. And that put a lot of pressure on you, and it's not easy to do. So hopefully I can go into some details and show you a little bit, and let's see. Okay, so let's see some highlights. This is the first Lovely. Okay, I want to emphasize a little bit at the beginning. So when you play badminton, okay, you break it up like you do a dance. Literally, like you do a dance. You know, what's the first step, second step, and third step, and last step, right? And I know they do it so quickly on set, but if you see that, this is why I pick female single, because in a way it's a little bit easier to tear down, because when you look at a men's double, it's just too fast. It's too fast for newcomers, you know, for entry level amateur players to really dissect what's really happening. But for female players, there's a chance. So I want you to see almost everything. Now let me explain what usually happens. Now the first is you move your step, but how you move it. The first thing that moves actually is your racket head, okay? Your racket head. You let your racket head lead your foot to go to the place, okay? So when you get to the location you want to go, your racket head is already there, okay? Your racket head is over your head, and your shoulder, if you're a right-hander, your right shoulder is in your back. So actually you are sideways facing the incoming shuttle. Okay, let's try to see that. You know, it doesn't have to be 180 degree, but basically your eyes always on the shuttle, of course, and your body is sideways. So your right arm is behind you, and you look at the shuttle, and the racket should be up high. It doesn't have to be highest, but it got to be up high. And what you do next, the second part is you start to rotate it to the front. What do? Your shoulder first. And sometimes you need to jump, okay? Even when you jump, you still do the same. What you do is your shoulder, your right shoulder, the one that holds the racket, moves forward, and then your elbow goes really high, really high, point upwards. That makes your forearm goes backwards, and the racket is behind you. And most people don't know is when you do that, actually the racket is like cutting your own shoulder. Okay, it's not like parallel to your shoulder, it's cutting your own shoulder. That's like counterintuitive, okay? And then you move your elbow first, and then you move your arm and the wrist at the same time, and then you hit it. When you hit it, it's not straight to your body, it's actually with an angle to your body, and then you go forward. So that's the rotating forward, rotating motion forward. So your whole body goes forward, and after you hit it, this is the thing that most people kind of ignore, most coaches even ignore, is after you hit the shuttle, you let the racket go, keep going and your body motion keep going, and you move usually towards where you hit the shuttle, so you are ready for the next step. So that's let's say after hitting adjustment, get ready for the next one. And nobody does it better than An Se-young at the moment. Nobody does it better. Chen Yufei does it very well at her peak. Okay, I think that's how she won the last Olympic gold. And other players, I think, yeah, In Tanong probably does it really, really well too. And she's very gifted. And other players, a lot of them don't really do well. It's especially talented players. Talented players, this is not a criticism, okay? Talented players, the physically gifted players, they have a tendency to skip steps. Like Shi Yuqi, you know, he's so talented. He doesn't have to do everything the right way in order to win. And that also creates a bad habit, because think about LIN Dan. Why LIN Dan has been so dominating over so long? Because he does everything fundamentally sound. He can beat you with everything. He's that talented, especially at his peak. But he also does everything right, and that saves you a lot of energy and give you a lot of longevity in the sports. But anyway, so I want to emphasize these points is how you let the racket head lead your movement, and then how you do the rotating and the hitting. Of course, you need to grip it right and use the finger to generate force. And then I can't stress enough is after hitting. You know, after hitting, you gotta go back to the place. So let's see. In the first set, both players were really good at that. You know, they were hitting right and moving right, and let's take another look.
Lovely.
Okay, just that last exchange. Okay, what happened there? When An Se-young was in the air, that's why you jump. When you jump, you can move your body, rotate your body any way you want. So Wang Zhiyi has to stay there and wait. And then An Se-young can choose where to hit the shuttle, and she chose to hit cross to Wang Zhiyi's forehand back corner, and Wang Zhiyi had to go there late because she couldn't react early, so she had to go there late. When you go backwards, you hit the shuttle late. Your choice is very limited. You can't really do cross here. You can't really do that. Sometimes you do. That will be a fantastic shot. So what you really can have to do is to hit it cross here. Okay, that's literally the only place you can go. So that allows An Se-young to move a little bit left. You can't be overcommitted because these are professional players. They could still drive across, but it will be tough to cross someone in the center of the field in singles game to drive it all the way to the back. Even if they do, it will give you enough time to react. So An Se-young can afford to move left a little bit, and that put her in a very good situation. So when the shuttle comes, no surprise, it's a clear, high clear. It's not really that high, so she can just jump to the left backhand backside and using forehand, and then just hit it across there, because that's really the big empty space. Even if Wang Zhiyi can get to that shuttle, it will take a while. It will be very exhausting for her, and she clearly, it's not necessarily a good idea to be overcommitted at the beginning. If you look at the score is only 3-4, so she just kind of let it go because she knew she was beaten, when that shot took place. So let's just take another quick look. See that one? See that? And by the way, this is also not deep enough. Look where her feet is. You know, it's in the middle of the court. So now she has all kinds of options. She could drop it here, and you look at where Wang Zhiyi is. You know, she's at the back corner, at the, you know, on the doubles line. Her feet. Look at her feet. It's on the doubles line, and it's almost the whole field is her oyster. You know, is An Se Young's oyster. So she can do whatever she wants, and she decided to, because in this case, Wang Zhiyi had no choice. She had to move and cover this because this is the most vulnerable location. But when you move that way, the body is going that way, the momentum, and that makes the corner is a vulnerable position, and then that's where An Se Young hit. You see that?
Lovely.
You see, everything is lovely. And I want to say, notice how the motions, every motion is almost like a breakdown. To me, it kind of, the game slows down, so every motion is like a slow down. You jump, you rotate, you hit, and then your body go forward. You see after the hitting, this is her, you know, her body is going forward, but she knew, she can see that Wang Zhiyi wasn't going to get that one, so she kind of relaxed a little bit. But even that, she still keep going towards that, because that's how you finish. That's the number 3. That's after hitting. After hitting, you let your body go naturally. You don't stay still there, because it's actually more exhausting to stay still. But that's also kind of easier to say. For myself, it's the same. You know, when I'm tired, it's difficult to follow up, but it's extremely important to follow up, because by any chance, if Wang Zhiyi was able to get it back in front of the net, you know, it will be difficult to get it for An Se Young if she doesn't move. So let's see the next one.
Service over. 4-all.
That is wonderful retrieving.
Okay, so this one, there is really not too much to see. It's just An Se Young made some good shot, high quality shot, but not too fast, too flashy or anything. It's just a, you know, just normal shot. When you play against a player of her caliber, you know, Wang Zhiyi, she's one of the top players at the moment now. So when you play against a player at that moment, if you have like a half smash like that, you're going to open up for some ridiculous shot. And that was one. She returned it, crossed the net so close, it actually clipped the net, okay? But I want you to see how An Se Young got it back. That's the greatness of An Se Young, because she's so fundamentally sound. After she hits that, she just square her body facing the shuttle and get her body ready. When your body is ready, although that's a great shot, it's a difficult shot, she was still able to go forward and get it and return an even better shot across the kind of a spinning shot return at the net. And the thing about a net shot is this: the closer it is to the net, the return will be even closer. Okay, so for Wang Zhiyi, the thing about her is she was worried. She worried about An Se Young lifting it to the back of the field so much. That's kind of her tendency. That's a lot of people's tendency. A lot of people are so afraid of the open court behind themselves. They prematurely move backward. Even professional players, they do that too. So, and that was the thing. If she stood the ground, An Se Young wouldn't put it back in the net. She would have no choice but to lift it. This is why if you look at games like Li Chongwei or Lin Dan, sometimes they just threatening that. I give you a drop in front of the net. I threaten you by moving forward. I'm ready to pounce on it. So you have no choice but to lift it really high. So because you lift really high, I just move backwards and then, But in this case, she kind of moved prematurely a little bit, and that put her in a bad situation. Let's take another look. See that? See half drop?
That is wonderful retrieving.
Because the net return was so good, it's very difficult, and that left Wang Zhiyi no choice but to lift it high. But when it's so close to the net, it's hard to lift it really far away. Let's take another look. Okay, I want you to pay attention to the foot. No, right there, that's the foot. Okay, see the foot of Answer Yang. It's her left foot is looks a little weird, but it's really not, because it's moving. Okay, it's moving forward. This is another thing I see a lot of people do is it's almost like people, when they do that, they are so reluctant to move forward. No, let your body do it naturally. So you move forward, and then your foot that way. Your foot, you notice the tip of your the tip of the foot is going to the wider side. That's because that used a lot in singles, because in singles you need to move back. So that's the way to keep your body stable during movement, and you can still move back. Okay, but the thing a lot of people ignore is the back foot. Your back foot should go with the left foot, and then you can use the right foot to generate power to move back, and that's essentially what she did. So let's take a quick look.
That is wonderful retrieving.
See that? She did a little hop to adjust her body. That's the fundamental thing, the technical sound part. Let's see if I can freeze just over there so you can see.
That is wonderful retrieving.
See that little hop? What that little hop does is to adjust your body. Let me see if I freeze it. Okay, see, this is the point. She got the shot, and this is a great place to stop. Yeah, see the right foot and see the left foot. That's just beautiful. That's the definite. That's the desperate. But I do have one criticism on this is, okay, what she could do is her Answer Yang's left arm. I don't know, maybe I'm being over critical here, because it's kind of difficult to do. But if she can stretch her left arm, that's kind of her thing. She doesn't really stretch the left arm too much. When you are that talented, sometimes you don't have to. But if you stretch your left arm, that gives you a few inches to your right, because it's like animals. It's like a cheetah or a snow leopard. When you move in the air, your tail actually helps you a lot. This is the same case. If she stretched the left arm, and her right arm can stretch a little bit further, make the hit a little bit better. But I'm nitpicking here. That's a great pickup there. So let's see. Now her left foot goes towards the right foot now. Now see what she does. She do the little hop before the hitting. You see that? The little hop is finished. When the little hop is finished, I want you to see, so the head, where's the head? Yeah, the head. See the eyes. The eyes are fixating on the shuttle, that's normal, and the body is parallel to the net, kind of facing the shuttle, and the foot is right foot a little bit front, left foot a little bit back. This is the perfect foot position on the badminton court. This foot, what it does is it doesn't matter where your opponent goes, whether it's like here or even back, you know, or behind you, or in the middle. Everywhere on the court, you can get there with almost equal readiness. I guess it's hard to explain, but this is the perfect footwork. The perfect footwork does not guarantee a win. I'm telling you that, because your opponent could make a great shot, could do anything, but if you have a perfect footwork, it gives you the best chance to return any shot. If your foot is not ready, and then some shots are more difficult than others, and you see that a lot in men's single plays, and you know, your opponent is going to exploit that. For female players, it's she's, you know, An Se-young does it as well as anybody I have ever seen. Okay, so that's why she has a bright future. You know, she's just so fundamentally sound, and she also improved a lot in the past couple of years. Maybe sometime I can try to dissect some of her earlier games and to make the comparison. But you know, this is why she's so great. And now you see where she's hitting the next shadow. She's hitting that with her foot right here. It's not even to the doubles service line, and so it's short. The lift is short, but I'm not blaming Wang Ji, because it's brilliant for her to get it back, you know. But this is the case, and then she's not even smashing in her full power. She didn't really smash in the full power. Okay, part of that is because you look at where Wang Ji is. She's near the front line. Look at her foot, near the front line. So she needs to move back to defend. When she's moving, it's very hard to put the body in the right defense position. And An Se-young just hit it to the body. It's literally anywhere on the court would be okay. She can hit this side, that side, all across the body. But when you are in an advantageous position like that, if you try too hard, if you try to hit the side, and sometimes you will make mistakes, you know. So the safest way is to hit towards the body. And what it does is you hit it towards the body. Even if you don't win the point straight out, your opponent, it's difficult for them to return a high quality shot. You're still in control. When you are in control, in badminton, it's all about control. When you are in control, you can either win the point or you tire them out and win the point. You know, you may lose at some point, but if you're in control, you are in a better position. You set yourself up for later. You know, so in this case, it's a body shot. It's a great choice, and she won.
Wonderful retrieving. How on earth did An Se-young control that net shot from so low? Take a look at this.
See that? She didn't really smash real hard, and she didn't really smash it like real fast or really to the line or something, because she doesn't have to. So that's really great. And now let's see the next one. This is the thing I kind of I criticize a lot is taking the shuttle too late. You see where the shuttle is hit. The shuttle is hit like right here. It's too late. When you hit the shuttle that late, it's very difficult to you have fewer options. You have to like straight. When you do it straight, you see where she is. She's already there. So if you go straight in front of the net, it's a bad choice, because she's going to pounce on it. And if you want to do cross like you drop it here, because you hit it too low, it's very easy to hit the net. So if you want to go make it go over the net, it's going to go upwards. When it's upwards over the net, it's going to go slow, and it will leave her more time to do it. And of course, you can go across the court all the way to here. You see how difficult it is. It's almost impossible to do. Nobody, even for men players, if you hit it so low, it's very difficult to do the full court cross. So that means for Ansel Young, she just needs to defend this side of the court. It's half the court. It's not that difficult to defend half the court. Well, if you ask me, if I'm the coach for Wang Zhiyi, how you defend that? First, it will be difficult. You gotta hit the shuttle high. You jump, you hit the shuttle higher, and you create an angle for yourself. If you can hit it higher, then the job here becomes a choice, and your opponent had to defend that. So, but anyway, so it is what it is. So let's take another look. I want you to see how fundamentally sound Ansel Young is. Her shots are all the same motion. It's almost it's uncanny. It's uncanny. For us to look at the video, for me, look at the video, I cannot tell where she's going to hit it. Is it going to be a straight? Is it going to be a cross? So the one she just hit, she was hitting that at this corner, right? So her motion, like I said, her motion is she's going to do a straight one. And that's where Wang Zhiyi is defending. She thought that she was moving backward to defend that, okay? And for her, for Ansel Young, the same motion, I told you, the same motion, she can also do a drop to the net. That's why Wang Zhiyi reacted early, because both of them are very difficult to defend. So she wanted to have a head start. And Ansel Young saw that. So what did she do? She just used a straight job to the front, to here. The straight job is still from the same motion, but if you, was that in my, I don't know, I'm going to explain that. But anyway, the straight job usually has the same motion as the cross, okay? So not this motion. This motion is the straight clear, okay? But she can still do that. Actually, female players does that a lot, like Daising and others. They do that a lot because it's so effective. It's not as effective in general when you play with tall players or like a men single. Men single generally, they are just too fast because those shots are really usually too high over the net, and it's easy to get killed. So let's finish this rally. See that? See? She was ready to pounce back. I mean, Wang Zhiyi was ready to pounce back, and Ansel Young can see that. When Ansel Young was in the air, her body, her motion is like already there, but before she hits it, before the finger finally move the racket to touch the shuttle, she sees that she is ready to pounce back, and that's why she dropped it over there. That's what makes it so effective. By the way, in this video, it's difficult to see. It's really difficult to see exactly what happened. Based on Wang Zhiyi's reaction, it could be that Ansel Young made a fake to cross. You see, Wang Zhiyi was moving directly backwards, right? So that could be what happened. But in any case, this is what happened. What happened was when Ansel Young was in the air, you can make changes at the last second. So when you play badminton, when you are a good player, what you do is you practice so much that so many of the motions becomes natural to you. So you don't have to. That's why you have to practice. Okay, so your motion is so natural to you. So what you do is, this is also when I play, I try to do that too, especially when I'm in an advantageous position. Is before I hit it, I'm not decided where to go. I can have a general idea. I think, okay, I'm gonna punch clear to that place, and but before I hit it, I don't really know. I myself, I don't know, because in my mind I have two choices I can make. Then how I decided where to go, I see if my opponent moves. If my opponent show any indication, maybe the body posture, maybe a little bit movement, then I hit to the opposite place. If she moves forward, I'm gonna hit backwards. If she moves backward, I'm gonna hit it forward. So that's why you see those things. Why they are so good, they are the top players, they still kind of were tricked to the different location. No, they are not tricked. They are really not tricked. They are just they moved prematurely, and so the other side is able to make the changes. This is An Yang. That's why fundamentally sound is so important, because you can hit both locations from the same motion. That puts your opponent in a real conundrum. That's why playing against An Yang is so difficult, because she's so fundamentally sound. Okay, so I think I'm gonna finish the recording at this point, and that, by the way, is a very good game, and that in itself is a very good game. So, and you can finish the rest of the game on your own. And at the beginning, even when both parties were like at the start of the game, you can still see An Yang is fundamentally sound. Wang Zhiyi was able to keep pace, but only for the first game. The second game, she couldn't keep up, because you're exhausted to deal with all these things. By the way, it doesn't mean Wang Zhiyi cannot win. Okay, Wang Zhiyi won over An Yang a little bit earlier, 1 month ago, I think. So she has the capability to beat her. This is but I want you to see how fundamentally sound is important to the games, and that really gives you the best opportunity to win. So the last point is, if you really want to well, I don't know, if you have any questions, you can post it there. You probably are not living in my city. And if you're living in my city, you can contact me. I want to do coaching. I want to do coaching to apply my knowledge to teach some people there. But I recently just moved here, so it's not that easy to build something like that. But anyway, I have a free time now, and I want to do coaching. So anyway, now if you have watched this far, I do have some kind of favor to ask. So the thing is, I don't make it a rule, but the thing is, I think if you learn something from this video, you should subscribe, really, because it helps me a lot. I'm still trying to grow my channel, so that helps me a lot. If you really learned something, if you really enjoy that, had a good time listening to me, then you should also share it with your friends. And if you enjoy playing badminton, I would sincerely recommend you to find a coach, a good coach, and to learn from the coach, and also keep an open mind. And I will keep talking about the nuances of the game in the future. Suppose if my channel is not cancelled, I suppose. But anyway, in any case, I hope you have a wonderful day, and enjoy your badminton, and come back. Bye-bye.